What is going on, traders? Thank you all for tuning back into the channel. Let's jump right into another day trading recap. So this is how NQ looked on the day today, and as you guys can see just from looking at it, NQ definitely had multiple different directions to try to choose on a day. Starting off when the market opened up right here, it made consistent lower lows and lower highs, and it made new lows down here, but it was able to catch a support at this bottom VWAP and basically bounce all the way past the top VWAP for new highs for the Nasdaq. And right after that, it did have a nice little sell-off, but it's just been trading kind of sideways right around here. And I want to go ahead and walk through with you guys how you could have seen potential bounce like this coming. But first, I do want to talk about the stock BBBY, Bed Bath & Beyond. I just wanted to show you guys the stock because I thought it was a little fun today because if you guys haven't heard, the stock definitely had a very crazy day today. This is the stock BBBY, and it started off around the market open trading at around $15.90 a share, right around $16. Ends up hitting highs on a day of $28. That is absolutely nuts, and I want to just show you guys this little momentum stock, I guess it's what it was today for a little bit, and just talk about it. So Bed Bath & Beyond, clearly on a 180 day, it has been struggling very consistently for months now, all the way since March of this year. Just continuously selling off lower lows, lower highs. And today, as you guys can see, it had an enormous gap up. And what do I think led to this gap up? There was no earnings, as you can see. There was no earnings the company released yesterday or anything like that. And there was not even any major positive catalyst for good news. A stock like this went off today on the day, in my opinion, solely because of the volatility and momentum. As you guys can see, the stock was selling off for a large while, right? And a lot of people probably thought it was very undervalued in their eyes, and basically what happened today was when the market opened up, it tried to have a nice little push up, got rejected a little, and then went for a higher push up here. Something like that maybe is still a nice little decent move, but nothing looks out of the ordinary, right? That was a nice 12% push. But a push like that is definitely attractive enough to attract a lot of people, because who wouldn't want to make 12% return on their investment, right? That's still pretty significant for one day. So it was trading a little more volatile than normal, but it's not until it got rejected here, fell, and formed these higher lows and held and kept going, in my opinion, that's what led it to go berserk on the day. Because when it fell after hitting 12%, a lot of people saw that and saw it must have been attractive, so they wanted to buy any kind of out of support and ride the EMA up. And right after they did that, as you guys can see, there was another 10 to 12% push until we got a clear break of this top VWAP here. And this is basically what led it to go ballistic on the day, because right around here, there was a nice gap up, another almost instantly 10% when it broke above the top VWAP. And if you do the math, if you were trading it from the morning right around this area up to right around here, that's already a 25% return. That is absolutely crazy. And that is definitely enough for this stock to have popped off on the top gapper list. That's how I was even able to see it early on the day. It was higher up, and once basically it pops off on the momentum list for one of the stocks that has moved the most on a day, a lot of momentum traders look to trade that. And not a shocker that after this big push, look at this, a lot of people saw this was abnormal, right? A huge return, 25%, and that just basically set it for the day. Look at these gains it ended up having. Another 32% push after it just had around the 25% push, 30% push from down here. So absolutely huge gains, right? You could have made around 70% on the day if you were in from lows of the market open. Absolutely crazy, guys. Definitely a lot of room for a reward and also a lot of room for risk. A lot of these huge candles right here, they must have happened pretty fast, right? Look at how drastic these sell-offs are. Within minutes, people could have been down, like 16% on this candle or something like that. So with stocks like this, I just want to show you kind of a fun stock today. It pushed up huge, but always keep in mind that with great risk comes great reward, and just keep an eye out on both of them. Don't be so one-sided thinking you can only make 70%, because if you try to buy in up here and go with the flow, you would have got destroyed, and you could have been down at like 40-50% or even 70 if you bought in complete highs and held at lows or whatever. So yeah, now going on to NQ for the day, I had another red day, unfortunately. I traded SQs and TQs, and today I actually traded UCO also pretty briefly. And why did I want to trade that is, let me just go ahead and walk through with you guys the NASDAQ today. So as you guys can see, right when the market opened up was right around here at 6:30, and there was a potential play right when the market opened up that tried to go on the upside because it tried to validate this previous support here. It's been validating all pre-market, right? Leading to market open, so it wasn't a big surprise we saw a flush up. But the thing that allowed me to be red on the day, basically, I thought, was the fact that it wouldn't want to have a clear direction on a day. Looking back in hindsight, it does look clear, but as it's playing out, as you guys can see, there was like a flush up, then there was a flush down because it got rejected, broke below the middle view off, and anytime it seemed to make new lows, it would just flash up. Do you see this large green candle? It tried to keep falling, flashed up, and let me just zoom in a little bit for you guys. It tried falling again, making lower lows, but it didn't. It held, flashed up, and then it did end up falling. But basically, anytime it would fall, it wouldn't fall that long or anything like that, and a big green candle would follow. So it did follow these lower lows and lower highs all the way down here to the bottom VWAP, but definitely a little hard to predict, and I did get flushed out a few times thinking I was going to get into SQs, but it would reverse only for me to sell out, and then it continued this kind of pattern. It kind of was a bit choppy all the way down, but in hindsight it does look clear. I'll agree with that. And right around lows up here, I just want to go through with you guys of how you could have seen something like this coming. Basically, on the 5-day 5-minute, NQ started selling off, right? It was selling off pretty dramatically, but when it got to lows here, it was able to still, on the bigger pictures, find a higher low, because the lows it hit here are technically higher than the ones it had kind of right around here. It basically just validated this support area and was able to go for higher highs on the day. Even the 10-day 30-minute, you'll see that it did fall, just like it has fallen before in previous times, but it was able to pick back up today, just like it had a fall and pick back up for new highs. So it has still been continuing this pattern. And I want to just leave you guys on this important note, that it is so crucial to, especially around these times when the market has been rallying the past few weeks, make sure that you are not so one-sided when you're coming into the market. And what I mean by that is, there have been times where I would watch traders after the market rallied in the past, and there would be video after video coming out saying there's going to be a big market crash tomorrow. The market's overbought, there's going to be a big crash tomorrow. And while I agree that the market could look overbought just like it does now a bit, there is still no reason to just be so one-sided and think it's going to sell off now and you should trade SQs, because it is still holding this pattern. It's making higher highs and higher lows, and none of us are fortune tellers, so we shouldn't just believe any single person or video we see online, because I remember the day after that, I saw those multiple videos saying the market was going to crash. I came into the market really kind of thinking it was going to be a big SQs day, meaning the NASDAQ was going to fall. And it never really ended up falling, and it actually rallied that day. And I absolutely got wrecked that day because I kept trying to get into SQs thinking the market's overbought, it's going to fall. But it didn't. The patterns would hold and it would still go, just like it happened today. And I know there had to have been a bunch of videos even yesterday being like, the market is going to crash, it's overbought, it's overbought. The market is at a level where I'd say it could be seen as overbought, but the patterns are still holding, and I think that is what you should pay most attention to. It's what's most important. So don't ever come into the market thinking anything has to happen. Don't be so one-sided, and just because of the fact that no one knows what's going to happen. So just do your part in trying to identify direction for the day and going with it. Today, unfortunately, I wasn't able to take part in this whole uptrend because I had to go to work. I just ended the day red, taking part in this kind of little choppy way down, but no excuses, and definitely just something else I can improve on for sure. I was down today like around $10, so like $42 around, and very still grateful for that. Yesterday, between yesterday and today, I'm still down under a percent for the week, and with still some margin. I'm down like 70 something dollars, $80 on the week, and I'm very happy with how I've been able to manage risk. Definitely bummed a little that I haven't been green, but the fact that I have been able to keep my risk managed, and maybe tomorrow there could be another play like this I do actually take part in, because I'll be able to trade throughout the day, and just it will make up for all these red days. So don't get so also caught up with being red every day and stuff like that. As long as you manage your risk and you have some trades that are really worth it, you could still end green on the week, which is what I'm still planning on doing, obviously. Alright, so guys, talked a little more than I wanted to, but thank you guys all so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. It means a lot to me and my brother, because this channel is still somewhat new and we're really just trying to grow it. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Hit the thumbs up button if you guys enjoyed or learned anything new, and leave any questions you guys have or comments down below. Alright guys, thank you so much and take care.